I'll stick to the legal
You
questions.
were absent when introductions were made, so introduce yourself first.
For the record, Honorable Chair, my name is Omboko Innocent, County Attorney, Busia County. Thank you. So allow me, Chair, to just limit myself to the legality or the legal question in terms of interpretation of Section 157 of the PFM Act. My reading, Chair, and this is my legal opinion, and Chair, I reserve, the right to be wrong. Even courts sometimes are wrong, but this is my interpretation, that the use of the language in that section, a designation of receivers of revenue, it's in the head note, receivers, not receiver. In the language, in the body of that section, it says designate persons, not a person. And then it says specify in their letters, not in his or her letters, plural all through. My view, Chair, Honorable Chair, is that there is a discretion in terms of the organization of government, whether to select one person as a receiver of revenue or to have more than one, looking at the language of that provision, Chair. That is my interpretation. If I may go a little further, Chair.
Okay, just before you go further, is it also your interpretation that the appointing authority can appoint themselves as one of those receivers of revenues?
No, that's not correct.
That is a problem.
That's the problem we have.
That is a problem we are dealing with.
Well, my brother, you know, we have a lot of respect for you, but we get very upset when we get people coming before the Senate trying to be clever. Because we are also very clever people. So please, don't perform legal gymnastics here. If a mistake has been made, Governor...
Chairman, I will stop.
No, just a minute. You see, the chairman has even tried to guide and said these problems occur everywhere. And the purpose of these meetings is not just to castigate or paint somebody in bad light. It is also to guide each other and say, this is what the law says, you have erred here, you can correct this by doing this. There is a reason why there has to be a designated receiver of revenue, because there are legal consequences and responsibility that is attached to the office. So, please, Governor, guide your team that...
and Chair, that's why I was saying that because of just what he has read and the configuration of government, and that's why I thought that one of the main role of the Senate is to strengthen the institutions. So all we are saying is that if we had configured our structure in the way it is currently configured, I think we'll be taking recommendations from the Senate that maybe relook at that configuration so that it doesn't appear like, it is a deliberate thing. It's just the way we interpreted it. And we are here as we interact all the time, as you always say, to improve on policies, to improve on governance issues, to strengthen institutions. So this can also be one area that we can look, that's the way I'm interpreting it, to say maybe we have been doing ABCD, we need to borrow from the recommendations, Chair, maybe we'll be guided by you, that maybe you need now to reconfigure government in a manner the way you have just said.
But please, before we get there, Governor, before we get there, on the interjection by Senator Sifuna, whether the CEC can appoint themselves as the receiver of the revenue. We have a receiver of revenue report signed by the CEC. Is this therefore a legitimate document that the OAG and the Senate should consider?
Maybe, Chair, if you allowed our county attorney just to finish how we reached there, then we can be guided.
No, I think it's tied to the question. He has agreed that the CEC cannot appoint themselves. This is a report of the receiver of revenue. Is this therefore a legitimate report that we should be considering?
Chair, and in addition, we have agreed under the law that an appointing authority cannot appoint themselves. That is why you cannot appoint yourself as a CCM Finance. That is simple, so the Wakili does not need to go further.
Yeah,
so
start guided by the committee.
So you and the CEC should be ready for sentencing.
Chair, really, I really would have wanted to benefit from, because she seemed to be very, very firm on the role that she is playing. I really would have wanted to benefit from